Morning, y'all. How's everybody doing today? It is Thursday, February 18th. I hope you are doing well. We are continuing our morning message series, 40 Hours with Jesus, which is a journey through Lent, where I recount for you some of the chapel visits that I have had in years past whenever I have spent an hour a day sitting in a chapel or a church or a sanctuary or an outdoor setting that was spiritual, where I just sat and talked to and then listened for a word. On this particular day, a few years ago, I ended up in a little chapel that I didn't even know existed. In fact, if I hadn't known it was a chapel, I would have just thought it was some ancillary building that was attached to the pretty church that it stood next to. It was on the eastern shore of Baldwin County in Alabama. But a friend had told me about it, so I stopped in one day. Very peaceful, very quiet. I just took in every detail while I was there, and then I took a seat on the very back pew. I felt like I was supposed to be there, but as happens most of the time, the word on why I was supposed to be there didn't come quickly, and I didn't rush it. I sat and I read some scriptures from my Bible, and I read from some of my devotionals, and then I just took in again everything in the chapel, and this time I looked at things more slowly and checked out all of the details. On the walls are the depictions of the Stations of the Cross. And what this is a kind of a pictorial escort, if you will, through the agonizing journey that Jesus took from the Garden of Gethsemane to Golgotha. I studied each one, and as always, was moved by the telling of the story that changed history. But that wasn't why I was there. I looked at the statues of Jesus and Mary, and I marveled at the relationships the two of them had, that of mother and son, and of woman and Savior. Those relationships still boggle my mind today. But that wasn't why I was there. So why was I there? Well, I told you I was sitting on the back row, and so I glanced to my left, and I saw a door leading to the outside. It was a button for those with physical disabilities. It said, "Push to open." And my eyes locked on that. I had to laugh inside, though, and say, "Drexel, with all of the beautiful and spiritual items in this lovely chapel, you focus on a button that says push to open?" Yep, that's what I did. The words are wheelchair level, about 24 inches beneath a depiction of one of the Stations of the Cross, a depiction of Jesus pushing his way toward his destiny, pushing through the agony and the abasement and the abandonment by his friends and his Father, pushing through the throngs of people lining the dusty streets, some of them jeering, some of them weeping, some confused, pushing through the closed minds of those who would put him to death so that he could push open the door to life for you and me. It suddenly became very still in my soul. I closed my eyes and I pictured myself on that dusty street all those centuries ago and let the scene play out in my mind. Then I opened my eyes and looked at the button again. This time, the word push did not jump out at me. The word open jumped out at me, and immediately Revelation 3:20 came into my mind. "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone opens, I will come in." When push came to shove, Jesus pushed his way through to Calvary in order to open the way for us. But it occurred to me, sitting in this little chapel, Jesus is through with the pushing part. You know, he was never a pushy guy to begin with. He will never push his way into relationship with us. He knocks. He wants us to answer. He wants us to open the door to our heart and to our life. And he will come in once we do. He wants us to open the door to reconciliation, forgiveness, trust, and hope. He wants us to open the door to blessings and opportunities and a freedom that can only come from one source, the one who is on the other side of that door. Push to open. Why don't you try it? You never know who might be standing on the other side of that door with something very important to say to you. I'll see you in the morning.